Hi, it's your $2 Tuesday movie critic here, and I'm going to be reviewing the soundtrack, Batman! Now, for those of you that may or may not know, this is the soundtrack from the Batman movie, the first Batman movie starring Michael Keaton. Now, I should not say the first Batman movie, but this is the one that came out in 1989. So it's been 25 years. This one is the one that has Prince doing all the songs, and he has a couple of accompaniments, and I'll talk about that as we go over the songs. There are 9 songs on this soundtrack. This soundtrack sold over 11 million copies, and it was on the Billboard charts for 6 consecutive weeks. So very, very impressive. And this came out after the Purple Rain soundtrack, which came out in 1984. Now this soundtrack, to me, there's a such thing as a Prince sound. And if you know what I mean, then you're a Prince fan. I personally am not a huge Prince fan. I have seen some really frantic Prince fans that get every and anything Prince comes out with. I actually knew a girl like that. She loved Prince. Anything he came out with, she loved. But I get it. I was that way about Michael Jackson. I was not that way, still am not that way about Prince, but I do like some of his stuff. This soundtrack definitely has the Prince sound. And if you have never really listened to Prince, or you don't know what I mean, if you listened to Queen before, and you know that sound, the Freddie Mercury sound, where it can't be put into one genre because you just know it as his music. And he has some music that you can put into one genre, like We Are the Champions. That's totally rock. But something like Bohemian Rhapsody, people like to put it into that rock genre, but I honestly think it's just his sound. You know what I mean? So, same thing with Prince. And a lot of these songs on here, for the most part, are the Prince sound. and I'll talk about that too. I wanted to actually go over what the little inside pamphlet like I like to do. Now, the CD itself has a little Batman emblem on there. You know, pretty cool. And, of course, the front cover is also the Batman signal. And then on the inside is just either stills from the movie or just promotion stills. I'm not sure which. But, you know, there you got Jack Nicholson as the Joker. And then you have Michael Keaton as Batman. And I actually thought he made a pretty fabulous Batman. This was in the day when Michael Keaton was really, really famous. He was like one of the top paid actors. And there is Jack Nicholson again. Same thing with Jack Nicholson. Even though I don't think Jack Nicholson's popularity ever wavered the way that Michael Keaton's did, but still, I think that Michael Keaton made a pretty darn good Batman. He was definitely better than George Clooney. That's just my opinion. And then it just goes into the songs that are on the soundtrack, rather. And some more. I love these pictures that are on here. I honestly don't. They're from, like, again, stills from the Batman movie. I don't know if they were actually in the movie or they were just promotional stills, but still pretty cool. And then there's Jack Nicholson again. And then over here we have Batman, Michael Keaton, with Vicky Vale, which is played by Kim Basinger, and really, really nice one too. And again, more stills. Batman himself, The Dark Knight, and there you have Jack Nicholson in another one of his outfits from the movie, and one of his henchmen. And this is a really, really nice picture of Prince. I almost didn't recognize him at first. This is a beautiful man. Still is, you know. He's like pretty beautiful, you know what I mean? And there's just information about the soundtrack itself. And then on the back is just the list of the songs and, you know, the promotional stuff for the movie. So, all of the songs were produced, arranged, and composed and performed by Prince. And then there were a couple of songs that had accompaniments, and we'll go over those too. I really did I have to say that this is not my favorite favorite soundtrack. I got it because I wanted to hear, I love the Purple Rain soundtrack. I didn't buy this when it initially came out, because when it initially came out, the soundtracks were audio tapes. So, yeah, little tape decks. And so I bought this as a CD years later. And, you know, I listened to it. It's not my favorite thing, but if you love Prince and you love that original or that intricate Prince sounds, then you will love this CD, no doubt. It's not my favorite, but I do like some of the songs on here more than others. Like and then it goes down the list. You know, The Future, Electric Chair, The Arms of Orion. Now, The Arms of Orion, that is a very beautiful, I would say, a rock ballad, and that's with him and Sheena Easton. Oh my gosh, she has a beautiful voice. I did not realize how much of a voice range that she has, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful rock ballad with these two in there. Their voices blend very, very well. And then you have Party Man, which is pretty much the Joker song, and I remember it actually, and most people probably remember it from the movie when he makes his appearance at one of the events that Bruce Wayne is throwing, and this guy is carrying this big boom box, and Jack Nicholson turns it on, and Prince starts the song, Party Man, and Jack Nicholson, or I should say the Joker, is dancing all over the place like a frantic, crazy person, which makes sense since he was the Joker. So this was like I said, this song had pretty much its own following. The song was everywhere. Then you have Vicky Waiting, which I found out was actually originally called Anna Waiting, and it was not originally written for the soundtrack. It was actually written for Prince's girlfriend, who was Anna Garcia at the time. And I thought that was pretty cool. And he just, you know, changed it and made it as part of the soundtrack. Trust, another good song. Lemon Crush, like I said, the Prince sound. And Scandalous. Now, this is also the Prince sound, but this is the sound that I love. When you hear those ballads, and I consider this Scandalous to be more of an R&B ballad, but when you hear those ballads that sound like some people are literally having sex and singing at the same time, it's the Prince sound, because I had never heard anybody sing like that until I heard Prince sing like that. And this is not the first time he sang like that, but, you know, it's just an example of, you know, where, you know, he just, wow. It's just, it really does sound like he's having sex with someone, or really trying to seduce someone to have sex with him, and singing to him this very sexually driven song. And that's what Scandalous is. I don't know what he meant by it, but when I hear it, that's what I'm thinking. So, yeah. And then Bat Dance, that's a very pop type song. And it's like has excerpts from the movie in there as well. It's actually one of my favorites. Scandalous is my favorite song from here, but I also like Bat Dance because it's one of those songs that you can dance to. You can dance to Party Man too, and I do love The Arms of Orion. So those would be my top picks for this soundtrack. The other ones, you know, they're okay, but they're just not my cup of tea. So that is, so for my recommendation for this soundtrack, if you love Prince, you're going to love this CD. But if you like him when he just does genre type music, like one genre or another, where he can do rock or R&B, because he can do it all, rock, R&B, pop, you know, he can do it all. He's even done some jazz stuff, you know. So if you like that type Prince, this may not be the CD for you. If you like the movie Batman and you want to go back and listen to some of the songs, this is the CD for you. There was some stuff where they had parental guidance on his original soundtrack for Purple Rain because of, you know, Darling Nikki, which is very, very risque. And they, you know, but this one, I don't really think there's necessarily a need for parental guidance. You know, I wouldn't let a kid listen to it, definitely not. But especially Scandalous, that's definitely probably for teens and above. And I would even say 17 and above, just for the whole scandalous thing. Well, that's it for this time. If you have any other soundtracks that you think that'd be cool to rate or review, just put the information down at the bottom of the screen, and I will see you next time.